Welcome to the Hashimoto's Doctor Podcast. You're now part of a growing community of people determined to take their health back through education and self-empowerment. But because of the healthcare system today, we don't have access to the types of healthcare that we want. So we have to do things differently. We've got to do things smarter, and we do that by becoming our own advocates. This podcast will give you the perspective and thoughts of one of the world's leading Hashimoto's doctors. So let's get started. Hi everyone, Dr. Shook here. I hope you're doing well today. In today's podcast, what I want to talk to you about is really this question: why is there so much thyroid dysfunction? Why do so many people have thyroid problems? What are some of the things that are driving this? And this is really a great overview. And you just have to, please excuse me today. I've got a little bit of a respiratory thing going on, and so I might be clearing my throat a little bit. I apologize. Hopefully we can edit it out and it won't sound terrible. But please forgive me if I'm clearing my throat or if I sound a little bit hoarse. So this is really a great overview and conceptual overview of what you need to be thinking about and what you need to understand when you're trying to figure out, why you might still have thyroid symptoms, even if you're taking a thyroid hormone replacement, or if your doctors tell you that everything looks normal. Why do you still feel bad? Or, if your numbers aren't normal and you can't get the numbers aren't right, or if you just don't feel well and no one's really looked at anything, but you know something's not right. Well, there are a lot of different reasons why this might be occurring, okay? And this is just understand that there are a lot of things that the thyroid gland itself and thyroid physiology, which it's really important that we just don't say thyroid gland itself, because there's this misunderstanding, this misconception that the thyroid gland is the problem whenever there's thyroid related symptoms. Well, it's my thyroid, right? It's my thyroid, and people say that, and it's kind of what they mean is that it's they're often referencing the gland. It's my thyroid's off. So something's wrong with my thyroid. What you need to be thinking is something's wrong with my thyroid chemistry. The entire process of production, of transportation of the thyroid hormone once it's made, of sensitivity of your body to the thyroid hormone once it's in circulation, and then ultimately the breakdown and elimination of the thyroid hormone. So you can use an acronym, PTSD, for production, transportation, sensitivity, detoxification. And that holds true for any hormone in the body, that all those things have to occur and they can break down. So the thyroid is kind of like the reason it's so important, and the reason that so many different things affect it. It's kind of like, the canary in the coal mine that is most sensitive to environmental changes. And whenever you start seeing dysfunction in the thyroid physiology or the thyroid, you know that other things it's going to precede other problems. It's really important to understand that. So, and there's a lot of different things that can affect it. Okay, so let's just go through some of the things that very commonly affect the thyroid physiology and cause thyroid-related symptoms. So number one is stress. Okay, let's overview the main bullet points first. Excuse me again. So stress, number one. Number two, inflammation. Okay. Number three, really looking at infections and how they drive inflammatory processes, and depending on where they're located, the disruption of your chemistry, or how they can contribute to the breakdown of barrier systems. Dietary factors. Dietary factors can be one of the easiest things that you can change on your own to try and improve your thyroid physiology. Dietary factors, there are lots of different things. Nutritional insufficiencies, really low calorie diets. And this is different than fasting. I think fasting can be very, very beneficial, but you have to do it, it has to be right for you. Everything that we really talk about and that I talk about with people, it's really hard to do a one size fits all. I've created several, I use, 7 or 8 or more dietary approaches in clinical practice. And those dietary approaches can work really, really well, but it has to be, right for that individual. So when you're looking at dietary factors, there are some simple things that you can do. But anyway, the main things that we see that affect you from a dietary point of view are going to be reactivity to food proteins or partially digested food proteins. They can drive an immune response, and we know that that wreaks havoc on autoimmunity. It drives an inflammatory process, and it disrupts the physiology so many different ways. Low-calorie diets, as I alluded to earlier, I think for a prolonged period of time, they create problems as well. I mean, it's different than fasting, though, right? I see a lot of people that go on these weight loss diets that are, 500 calories per day for 40 days, and they use some sort of supplement and you know what? I think that's overall. I think it's a bad idea. I've seen that not work, and it's not really working with your physiology as much. I think it's more than anything, it's contributing to. For a lot of people, it contributes to rebound weight gain because they don't understand that those types of diets don't teach you how you should be eating, right? The real way to lose weight is to get healthy and lose weight as a side effect. Okay, that's how you do it. That's how it needs to be done. Not starve yourself and take hormones and do all these other things and trick your body. You're not even tricking your body. You're just starving yourself. I know there's a lot of theories behind it, resetting sensitivity to different hormones. Okay, but I can tell you that I've seen way too many rebound and weight gain issues with rebound weight gain, and I guarantee you that if we surveyed people that have gone through, almost everyone that goes on a diet, what do? They crash and burn afterwards. They might lose weight, but then they gain it back and they gain more back. It's called rebound weight gain, and the reason for that is because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You've got to learn how to get healthy, and then you lose weight as a side effect of getting healthy and understanding how you should eat for your body, what things are going on, what type of physiological breakdowns are occurring that are causing you to gain weight. Okay, really, really, really important. If you can address those things, then you can actually, you can get healthy and lose weight as a side effect. And I'm kind of going on a little bit longer about that than I probably should, but it's really important because I see it a lot. Nutritional deficiencies occur a lot, and I think there are a lot of so I don't want to just blow right by that, but nutritional deficiencies, you have to have adequate nutrient sufficiency for your body to carry out normal biochemistry. That's thyroid physiology, that's conversion of your thyroid hormones, that's sensitivity of your body to your hormones. There's lots of different ways it can break down. So changing diet can also help you, because usually if you eat more of a whole foods diet, you're going to get more nutrient dense food, and you're going to have, less of those processed foods that are high in calories, low in nutrients. Whole foods, real food, is higher in nutrients, and it's lower in calories, and so it just works better as a general approach to health. I mean, it's the way we were designed to function, I think. So really important to understand dietary factors, and we could go into more stuff like lectins and anti-nutrients and other things, but dietary factors are a big piece of this. Medications can contribute to thyroid dysfunction. If you just look at all of the medications that you're taking and look them up and see if there are any interactions with thyroid physiology, you'll see that some of them will cause problems with conversion of your thyroid hormone from T4 to T3. Some will suppress TSH. Some will create all kinds of issues, right? So you've got to understand medications do play a role that has to be considered. And then environmental toxins. Toxins are huge. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest things that I'm seeing more and more every day that is playing a bigger and a more significant role. So you've got to understand this role that toxins play, because they disrupt our physiology at so many different ways. They make us less sensitive to our hormones. I mean, literally, the thyroid hormone physiology is pretty complex. It starts in the brain, and it ends up with the cells of your body using thyroid hormone to stimulate their energy production, or what we call a proteomic response, a cellular response, okay? And that physiology, there's a lot of different steps. And we know that there was a paper that came out in 2016 that I was fascinated with. And they just looked at, it was maybe 10 different classes of environmental or industrial and agricultural chemicals, okay, that are used in manufacturing processes and in agriculture. And it was mind-blowing, because when I started reading the paper, I was like, these chemicals, which we're all pretty much exposed to, break down the physiology at every single step of the way to some degree. So what happens when someone has, like many of us do, have 400, 2, 3, 400 different chemicals at low levels that are all considered safe, mind you, at these low levels. But we have 400 chemicals that many of them do the same things at low doses, right? What happens then? Well, guess what, guys? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Meanwhile, rates of cancer and hormonal problems and obesity and everything else skyrocket. We know that all these chemicals have some effect. But they're like, oh, well, at that dose, it's not a problem. Well, okay, well, what happens when you add in 200 other chemicals that have similar mechanisms? What if we total all those up? What does it do? Well, I'm going to tell you that I'm highly suspicious, and I believe, it's my opinion, that it's creating major problems for us. So toxins are huge issues. And these are probably the major driving factors, right? So stress, inflammation, infection, dietary factors, medications, and toxins that drive thyroid dysfunction. And these things promote autoimmunity and create a lot of other issues. So these are the things that we have to consider. And what I try to do is, there are things that you can try, right? There are dietary interventions that you can try. We've created programs to help you guys make it easy to make changes with these, to try to address these things without struggling, right? We see that so much. So many people come to us and they've struggled for years taking all kinds of supplements and wasting all kinds of money and losing time they can never get back. And I'm just like, if these people would just, can you just look at this? Just imagine what kind of time that these people could have saved, how much time is lost. And what kind of difference would that have made in their life had they gotten some real help, or followed one of my programs that we know work, because hundreds of people, thousands of people have been through these programs. We know, and we get feedback, and we use them clinically as frameworks to base a lot of the changes that we have people make on. And so it could change their life, and it could save them time, and it could do so many different things and big differences. So anyway, there's these things have to be addressed, and that's kind of what we do clinically. So there are programs that we've put together to try to help you. If you're interested in those things, please reach out to us. Go to our website, drbradshuk.com, and you can look at, we have links to like our learning center where you can learn a lot about the approach that I take and the different programs that we have available. Those aren't available to the public, mind you. You have to actually go through. You have to go through. Join me on a webinar, go through and learn the approaches that we take. I want to help a lot of people, and I give you guys as much free as we can. But we just find out that if we just give our stuff away, that a lot of people aren't using it, and we're inundated with questions. What we're trying to do is help people that want help get better. You got to understand, that sounds crazy. And I thought it was crazy too. I was like, hey, we're just going to teach everyone everything we know, and it's going to be great, and everybody's going to get better. Well, guess what? A lot of people, what ends up happening is people will take our advice and information, and then they're not really committed, and then they bog us down with questions. And we want to help people that are ready. I only have so much time in the day, and there's only so much we can automate and do. So we're trying to help people that want their life back to get their life back. We want that for people. We want that for you. And these are the things that have to be addressed. So I'm running out of time here, but I just wanted to share with you guys this overview, and I'm going to go into these individual topics in much greater detail in future podcasts. I think it's really important you understand these things, you understand how they work, and some of the things that we can do to really help you to not struggle with this. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope this has been helpful to have a better understanding. Hey, it's not just the quantity of hormone made. There's a lot of other things we got to consider. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's my mission to help one person at a time, because I know if I can help you, it's going to make a positive change on your family, your community, and ultimately we're going to change the world that way. And I really want people to be, I want you to be educated. I want you to be empowered. I want you to be able to be a better partner with your healthcare provider. Not an adversary, a partner, because they're trying to help you. Don't make a mistake and think that your doctors are not trying to help you. I promise you they are. But they don't know a lot of the things we're talking about here. And they may not agree with all of them. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why my mission is to help you educate yourself so you can be your own advocate. You can make decisions. You can be an active participant in your healthcare. You don't have to be someone that is a complete bystander. There's more that you can do. Okay? So I'm trying to help you and help you to be a better partner with your doctor, right? They want to help you too. And maybe you can be the inspiration. Maybe you can make some changes that they may not agree with or understand completely. Maybe you make some dietary and lifestyle changes for the better. Maybe your life changes significantly, and they're like, "Wow, look what happened here." And then maybe you can be the change that helps them see the possibilities, right? So anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I really look forward to hanging out with you again on the next podcast. But until then, make it a great day. Spend time with the ones you love. Try to be happy. Okay? Talk to you soon. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed hanging out behind the scenes with Dr. Shook. You can also talk with and learn from Dr. Shook through Facebook Live on our Facebook page at the Office of Dr. Brad Shook. Don't forget, you can also get access to our videos, guidebooks, and thyroid programs at www.drbradshook.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget one more thing. We can change the world one person, one family, and one community at a time. Until next time, remember, today is your day, and no one will tell you who you are and what you can be.